Hey guys, this is Battle Productions and welcome to a Wi-Fi battle against PheonixMaster1. Yes, it's been a while since I've done a Wi-Fi match, and it's also just recording one in general. And I mean, I got really focused on my Pokemon X Gender Lock, wanted to get that all done, which I did get all done. I did record all of them, now I just need to run them off and upload them. So you'll see more Wi-Fi matches for sure, and you'll see another Let's Play coming up soon that I canceled. And I'm just going to continue it. So it's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. I already made the first episode back into that one. So it'll probably be up about a couple weeks, that continued Let's Play. But anyways, yeah, this was a very tough first match back. I mean, seriously. I didn't think I was going to do real well. I mean, I just wanted to face him because he's really good at Wi-Fi battling. He's one of the best Wi-Fi battlers on YouTube. And I needed to get myself back into it. If I face someone competitive, really, I think I'd be okay. That's what I thought. And I'm like, okay, I'll ask him for a battle. And it turned out a really good match. It was neck to neck until I made one little mistake at the end, and it kind of costed me. Because you can't make any minor mistakes when you face anyone this good. And yeah, of course, that happened at the end of the battle. But hey, it's okay. I had a fun time doing it. But yeah, whew, this was good stuff. And then, let's see. Oh, it took 2 tries trying to get this battle done because, let's just say, my Wi-Fi router sucks in my room. And it decided to kick me off during the middle, in the middle of the match. And, I mean, seriously, it was just, it sucked. So I had to turn off my router, fix it up, and then get back online and face him again. But what we did is that we tried continuing off where we were when it got disconnected. So we did all the same moves and stuff. Just hoping that everything would stay the same, but nope, it did not stay the same, yes. So, yeah, right where it kind of messed up, well, you know, when something doesn't happen, you know, you just continue off there. You don't wait until a little bit farther. But anyways, let's get this battle started. It was a 30-turn match. Let's see. So his major threats on his team is that Charizard, because at this point, I didn't know if he was a Charizard Y or a Charizard X. But he was a Charizard X, which was very threatening, especially his moveset, because I've never seen anyone use this Charizard X like he did. Flat out incredible. And then his Greninja is a major threat to my team, because if you think about it, I only have one Pokemon that can counter that thing, and that is Gastrodon. When that goes down, all my Pokemon are pretty much in danger, because a Protein Greninja with Life Orb, which that's what it was, yeah, it could potentially destroy my team. So, anyways, let's get this started. Alright, let's get this started. Woo! So, okay, he's going to send out his Greninja, yeah. Yeah, his Life Orb Protein Greninja. Well, I'm going to send out my Gengar. And I was a little bit threatened here, so I decided to switch out into my Gastrodon, predicting any Dark-type move or any Psychic move, which he ended up going for the extra Sensory here. And it really, my Gastrodon took it pretty well for being a Protein, well, at least going against his Protein Life Orb Greninja. And, I mean, I took it really well. So now, I didn't know what he was going to do at this point. He was either going to use U-turn or probably just go for another move that he has in his set. He did say, oh, you better watch out for the Grass Knot, but he was basically gambling at that point, thinking that I may switch out. He told me that in Skype, but whatever. He's going to switch out, and he's going to go out into his Conkeldurr, which is a pretty good move on his part, because that thing is a bulky beast, and he already told me, what item it was holding, and it was the Assault Vest. And if I just happen to weaken this thing just a little bit with a super effective move, oh boy, it's super threatening. But anyways, I'm going to switch out here into my Charizard X, predicting the Drain Punch. Just because, you know, overall, I need to send out something that can, you know, counter it, and then it can't use Payback on it or something like that. Or in this case, he actually has the knockoff. But Gengar, I was going to send that in, but I was fearing he would probably predict that and go for just for a dark move, and yeah, it didn't happen. But anyways, I'm gonna go for the Mega Evolution here, and this is where I end up messing up the turn of events. So what happens here is that I end up turning into a Mega Evolution Charizard, yes, Mega Charizard Y, and I go for the Fire Blast, and I miss. That's what completely threw off our entire thing, getting back to where we were. But anyways, he ends up going for the Dragon Pulse. And really, I just went for a Dragon Pulse myself, and it did about 3/4 damage. And really, if only that Fire Blast hit, you probably would have switched out, changed some of the events in the match, But, oh well, it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, the Fire Blast actually did half the first time my first attempt in battling him. But anyways, I go out to Scizor predicting the Psychic move. And I predicted that really well. He ended up going for the Psyshock, which Scizor actually took that really, really well. And now I predict him to switch out here, and I'm going to go for the Pursuit. And, well, guess what? Pursuit, yeah, I got him here. And that Latias is down. And by the way, this is a Choice Scarfed Scizor. And I only made it Choice Scarf so I can outspeed some stuff. But anyways, he sent out his Greninja. And I'm going to switch out into, let's see, what was it again? Oh, yeah, right, Gastrodon. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to have to sacrifice this Gastrodon because I really don't want to send out anything else at this point just to get it some damage. Although this is my only counter to Greninja, I could find another way around it. So now, he's going to switch out after his Life Orb damage, of course. And let's see, what does he send out again? Okay, he sends out his Charizard. Yes, he does. Okay. So now Sunlight fades, but who cares? His Charizard's out, whatever. And now we finally see that his Charizard is a Mega Charizard X. So I was thinking, oh, cool, okay, it's not too bad. I mean, I've seen some Charizard X's though in a while, like just a few times, and I've been able to deal with them pretty easily. But he ends up going for the Dragon Claw here, taking down my Gastrodon. But oh my gosh, boy, was I wrong. His Charizard set is just amazing. It's just flat out amazing. But anyways, I'm gonna send out my Dragonite here, trying to get him to use the Dragon Claw. So I do have the weakness policy, and I was hoping that if he hit me with a Dragon Claw while I go for a Dragon Dance, I'd be able to, you know, sweep at least past his Charizard X or any other Pokemon. But he ended up not doing that, predicting my Dragon Dance by going out into, or no, probably predicted my Dragon Claw, switching out into Skarmory. But I went for the Dragon Dance, and then, anyways, I go for the Fire Punch, and I get the burn on his Skarmory. This is major. If I didn't get this burn here, I probably would have never taken it down. Because this Skarmory is just flat out bulky, man. I've never seen anything like this before in 6th Gen, but I've been playing level 50s. So that's probably the reason why. But I probably would have taken it out a few times if I was, you know, able to, you know, be at level 50. But yeah, because there's some calc changes when it changes from 50 to 100, and it does do some weird things. So I possibly could have taken it down this match. But anyways, we both go for the Stealth Rocks to get our hazards up. And I was a little bit worried there at that point because now he got his hazards up. Now he's going to Roost. And I was thinking, okay, this is my free chance. I can go for a Rapid Spin and get rid of those rocks, even though it probably gets rid of my rocks. But really, I really don't care. I want to make sure my Charizard gets a free switch in. Because if I don't get that, yeah, it's going to be an issue. But I also got a useless crit on that Skarmory. But still, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so all the hazards that we put out on the field end up getting out of here. They're all gone after one turn, so we just all wasted a turn. But anyways, he switches out, and I believe he switches out to his, his Greninja. And I was a little worried at this point. I was scared of this thing. I switch out, and anyways, he predicts my switch into Charizard, which is very, very good move on his part. But really at this point, I have to sacrifice my Charizard, because I have to get a free switch into something else. So he does carry the Surf, which is very good on his part. And he takes down my Charizard. So now, if I was at higher health, maybe I could have lived a Surf from taking it down with a Solar Beam, but really, can't really say anything about that. But anyways, I'm going to send out my Scizor. And the funny thing is that even though I have the Choice Scarf, it's still outsped, which is actually kind of weird. But anyways, thing is, I actually predicted that he was going to go for an attacking move, and I actually go for the U-turn and actually take down the Greninja. That was my way of taking down that huge threat to my team, and I was so happy that he did that. And oh my gosh, it was awesome. But anyways, I sent out my Gengar while he sends out his Conkeldurr, and now I wanted to make sure that I wanted to go for the Hypnosis substitute so I can, you know, do some stuff with that. But I ended up missing the Hypnosis, and he went for the knockoff and took down my Gengar in one shot. I knew that Gengar is very frail in defense, but I didn't know it would die to a Conkeldurr in one hit with knockoff. But oh well. Anyways, I'm going to go out to the Donphan here, and I just knew I could take anything from this thing. So anyways, he switches out into his Skarmory, and he predicts the Earthquake, which is a very good move on his part. I wish I kind of expected a switch there, but I don't know. It's alright though. it's good to be predicted sometimes. I mean, make sure, yeah, you know what I mean. But anyways, now what I'm going to do is actually, I think I switch out here into my Dragonite. Because I want to make sure I can get some damage on this thing, and that is correct. So the thing is, he ends up going for Roost, predicting my switch was a very good move on his part. There's really nothing I could do with Donphan anyway, so if I stayed in, it really could have done that much. But yeah, I get rid of its sturdy because of the burn, which is actually very crucial. I mean, seriously, he'd be a lot better off if he didn't have that burn. But anyways, he's going to get those Stealth Rocks finally, but really they're not too big of a deal because Dragonite's already out. And I can, you know, be okay. So, alright, so the burn damage is going to happen here, and I think he just spams Roost. Actually, no, I go for the Dragon Dance, okay. And, yeah, I think he does spam Roost. He doesn't go for a single attacking move with this Skarmory the entire match. So basically, he was just stalling out. Realistically, I could have just set up Dragon Dances until he switches out. But, really? He has the Whirlwind, so if I did that, then he could just knock me out of there. Because I know he does carry the Brave Bird. That's just common sense. But yeah, I'm going to go for the Fire Punch, and that's going to do a little over half. And then he's going to Whirlwind me out. So, alright, so now I'm going to get dragged in. It's going to drag in my Scizor. And I was thinking, okay, at that range that Skarmory was at, I know I can get a superpower on this thing and just definitely just destroy this thing before it does any more damage. And alright, this is the cool stuff. Superpower, it lives. It lives with a sliver of health. He told me that that was the max damage it could have given, so it wasn't like the minimum damage. That was actually the max damage. So really, yeah, he got a free Roost off, and basically he gets another free turn to actually Roost up, because I don't want to stay in here with a -1 attack and -1 defense. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I just have to switch out. It's just gotta happen. So I switch out to my Donphan. Sorry, and let's see. I think he Whirlwinds me into the Dragonite. So yes, that's what happens. So then I'm gonna lose my multi-skill here, which really sucks because that completely ruins my weakness policy. But I mean, it's not really too big of a deal. As long as I can get this Skarmory down, then I am perfectly fine. I'm in the open. I can just, you know, start getting rid of some Pokemon here. So I go for the Fire Punch. And I believe, yeah, it lives with a sliver of health. That was probably the min damage right there. But yeah, he's going to go for another Roost. So yes, this is basically a stalling match with this Skarmory. But hey, it might as well keep it exciting, am I right? So now this is where it gets I got a bit lucky. Now, I'm going to get a Fire Punch here, but guess what? Critical hit. Yup, critical hit. I've done all my hacks to this poor Skarmory. And I'm thinking, wow, I feel so bad for this Skarmory, because now I've done everything to it. But now he sent out his Mega Charizard X, and I was just completely scared. So this is where I got screwed over. I sent out my Donphan, and I was thinking, okay, I can take anything. But the problem is, I forgot there's Stealth Rocks out on the field. And now it's going to go for a Dragon Dance. So it's basically one of those scare switches. And if I didn't switch out there, I could have taken out this Mega Charizard X. But he got a +1 in attack and speed. And that's all he needed. So now he's just going to go for the Flare Blitz, which does a lot of damage, by the way. And that takes down my Donphan. I thought maybe I could live, but no. He told me it was over. And I was like, no, it's not over yet. No, it's over. It's over. So now he's going to send out... I'm going to send out Scizor, sorry. Now, the thing is, if I went for Ice Shard with the Donphan, I could have put a little bit of damage on it, and then I could have gone for a Bullet Punch here and taken it down. But it lived with a little in the red. So really, if I pulled off the Ice Shard there instead of going for the Earthquake, I could have actually taken down this Mega Charizard before it did any more damage. I don't know how much Ice Shard would do. This isn't defensive bulk. It's not bulky, so I'm sure I would be able to do enough damage that if I go for Bullet Punch, I could have taken down this Mega Charizard X. But I mean, you know, at this point you're done. Because, yeah, he's going to go for Dragon Claw on my Scizor. It's going to go down in one hit. Then all I have left is my Dragonite. And I don't have multi-scale on it anymore. And Mega Charizard X, oh my gosh. It's just a beast. both of the Charizard Mega Evolutions are just amazing. But he's going to outspeed, go for Dragon Claw. No doubter, he's going to take down my Dragonite. And that is game. So that was a 3-0 him. And, I mean, overall, this was a very good match. If I didn't make those small mistakes in the end, it could have been a little bit closer. I know he still would have won, because he actually told me at the end of the match that his Thundurus is actually Prankster T-Wave, and that would have probably affected my team, and I would have still lost. But, anyways, that was a very good match. That was my first battle that was a level 100 match. So really all the damage calcs and stuff were off, but hey, it's okay. But yeah, it was fun doing a level 100 match. It's actually a lot more, I don't know, harder. And yeah, I think that was the end of that's it. So if you enjoyed this battle, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out the people in my box. Make sure you check out his channel, which is in my box, and it'll be in the description below. He does Pokemon Let's Plays, but recently he's been doing a lot of Wi-Fi battles, and he's overall just a beast. Just naturally, he's a beast at Pokemon. And yeah, if you want to see more of that stuff, go check him out. And yeah, see you guys in more Wi-Fi battles and of course more Let's Play videos.